Greetings from Brussels. I sincerely regret not being able to join you today for the third edition of the Evian Student Educational Leadership Conference. Congratulations to Elihu Bever and his team for making this day possible once again. I also applaud your initiative last year to install a commemorative historic plaque at the Hotel Royal. 81 years ago, the failure of the Evian Conference to resolve the refugee crisis created by the Nazi persecution of the Jewish people marked the beginning of dark times for humanity. It paved the way for pogrom night a few months later, when Jews were no longer only humiliated, but their houses of prayer burnt down and some were already deported and killed. The screaming silence of the world in the face of Evian and pogrom night reassured the Nazis that the so-called final solution would be possible. Today's conference, at the original place of the 1938 Evian Conference, is the perfect setting to look back. It is important to remember. History forgotten is history repeated. The extermination of people did not arise out of the blue. As long as we can see it, speak up, and nip it in the bud, we can prevent it from happening again. And there is no time for complacency. Last December, the 28 EU member states adopted unanimously a declaration on the fight against anti-Semitism. But the horrific attack in Halle on 9th October this year has once more rendered home the urgency to move from words into action. At the European Commission, we actively support member states to meet the commitments made, focusing on security, on education, remembrance, and data collection. The European Union is also stepping up its efforts in addressing anti-Semitism on international level, and in this context I have the pleasure to work closely with US Special Envoy Ilan Carr, who is with you today. As anti-Semitism is on the rise, some say we are back in time, repeating the 30s in Europe. But I don't think so. Because one thing is different. Today, the Jewish communities have allies among state authorities and civil society, and the law protects minorities. Anti-Semitism targets first of all Jews, but eventually endangers the pluralism of our societies. It is on all of us to speak up against any form of anti-Semitism whenever we encounter it. It is more difficult, but also more effective when we start in our immediate environment, the sports club, at school, among friends. It takes a bit of courage, but such courage will in the end bring about the change needed to make the other part of we, in full respect of our differences. I wish you a fruitful and meaningful conference.